Hello, this is James from Therapy Business School and welcome to the channel if this is your first time. Feel free to do the like and the share and the subscribe. So let's get straight into it. I've called this one 10 ways to get clients. Now this is really important because if you are working in your own business or you are thinking of starting your own private practice as a therapist, if you don't have clients, you don't have a business and you need the income coming in so you can carry on doing what you do, which is great work, helping other people, and it self-perpetuates and it funds itself. All right, so here's 10 ways to get clients. Number 1, referrals. Referrals are a fantastic way of getting clients. And what a referral is you work with a person, let's call them Joe Bloggs, and Joe Bloggs tells their friend Joan Bloggs, all about you. And then Joe bigs you up so much to Joan and says you really want to go and see X who I went to work with, and then Joan gets in touch. Now I'm going to do another video further down the line on consultations, because consultations are huge. A consultation is where I talk and think in pictures, but imagine a river, and there's a riverbank and a riverbank, and you're on one side and the potential client is on the other side of the riverbank. You want to build a bridge across the river that you both cross and become friends or become client and counsellor. All right. So the idea is Joe tells Joan all about how good you are, and Joan gets in touch. You have a consultation with Joan. Joan comes on board as a client. That's the power of a referral. So that's number 1. Number 2, another good way of getting clients is a client has worked with you before. They've finished a series of sessions, they've left, and at some point in the future something else happens with that client and they need a bit more help, and they come back to you because that therapeutic bridge I was talking about, that's been built, and that know, like and trust, which is a business phrase, is mega important. If that know, like and trust is there, you want to be at the forefront of that client's mind. Something's come up, I want to work with you again. All right, so that's number 2, where clients you've worked with before come back to you. Number 3, another great way to get clients is by your website. Now your website is a thing called a touch point, and again this is another business phrase. You want the client or potential client to go on your website, get a flavour of what you're like as a person, maybe see a few reviews and make that initial contact. You want that facility, that functionality to be really easy. So you want a button, I would suggest, on every page of your website saying contact me. All right, so that is a great way. One tip around this with your website: don't make it about you. The way it was explained to me was, imagine you've broken down at the side of the motorway. You call out the AA or the RAC. The driver turns up and starts showing you, look at my nice spanners, look at my jump leads, look at my hammer. And you think, I don't really care. Can you just get my car sorted? I need to get underway. So don't have your website all about you. Have it about what you do and the benefits of working with you and client testimonials. So that's websites. Number 4, social media. Social media is a huge one. Your clients are potentially on social media, and you can be the best therapist in the world, and if they don't know you exist, you probably haven't got a business. So you need to be able to put yourself in front of your potential clients, and social media is a great one to do it. Now in the business world, there's a thing called an avatar. An avatar is who your ideal client is. So it's important to think about this. Is your ideal client male or female, or a certain age, or a certain profession? Are they living in a certain location, or are you online? So it doesn't really matter. You can be national or international. So have a think about this one. When you get your avatar sorted out, what social media platform would your avatar or your ideal client be on? Would they be on Facebook? Are they more of an Instagram? Are they more on YouTube? Are they on Twitter? Where are they? And when you figure out where they are, push your profile on that social media. So if all your clients are on Instagram, don't be doing Facebook. You're just spending time and effort and maybe even money on a social media platform when all your clients are all over here waiting for someone just like you. All right. So social media. Oh, another one on social media. When you put a post on, do hashtags. Now, when I first got into this, I used to wonder what the hell is all this hashtag business. Hashtags are mega important because they're searchable, and it helps algorithms, social media algorithms. Let me back up. It helps clients, and when they're looking for something, they might put in certain keywords on social media. If you're putting hashtags in your posts like hashtag counselor, hashtag counseling, hashtag hypnotherapy, hashtag well-being coach, whatever your title is, add the hashtags on your social media. If you don't like putting it in the main post, a little trick you can do around this, you make your main post, and in the comments of that post, you do one comment which has got all your hashtags on it. Alright, so remember your hashtags. Number 5, advertising free. This is nice because it's free, and free is always nice. But you got to think about where the advertising for free is. So here's a few ways of doing advertising free. Maybe you've bought some business cards, maybe you've got some flyers or brochures or this kind of thing, and you can go around and maybe advertise them at the local church, the local women's institute, the local social club. You can get permission. Maybe it's a sports club. If you niche with a certain type of client, let's say your clients are single mothers, for instance, well, maybe you want to go to the schools and say to the schools, I'm a counsellor or I'm a therapist. Can I have my details put in your email that you send out to all the parents? Fantastic way. So there's loads of ways of advertising free. Also, going back to the previous one on social media, when you put a post on there, you can do it for free. You can have a Facebook group, a Facebook page, a YouTube channel. It's free. Alright, so you're advertising yourself for free on different social media platforms. Alright, so remember that one. Number 6, advertising paid. Here I would get professionals in, and there's a reason for this. If your car is broken, you just take it down the garage and you say to the mechanic, there's a problem with the car, it's making a bit of a rattling noise in the engine, can you have a look at it? And you leave it in the hands of the mechanic. Later on, the mechanic contacts you. Hiya, Joe Blogs, your car's fixed, you can come down and get it. What you don't do is, if there's a problem with your car, you don't buy a load of books on learning how to fix cars and then try and fix it and you've really got no experience. You just give it to the professional. I would suggest the same is done with advertising when you're paying for it. If you try and do it yourself, and I've fell foul of this one, if you try and do it yourself, you'll be making mistakes all over the place. You won't know the mistakes and it's costing you money. Just pay the professional. There's a few websites for this. One is called Fiverr, and I'll put links for this in the description, and that's Fiverr. It's fiverr.com, and on there you can find professionals who will run and create adverts for you if that's what you want to do. Alright, so that's number 6, advertising paid. Okay, number 7, blogging or vlogging. There's a difference. Blogging is the typed word, and vlogging is like a video log. That's what it stands for, vlogging. So it could be you're on YouTube like this and you're talking about something, or it could be your blog is something you've typed out and it sits on your website. Now, it doesn't just have to sit on your website. It can be in a newsletter you send out. It could be in an article that you write. It could be an article that you write and then put on social media. And what the idea is, you make the blog keyword rich. And what that means is, if someone is searching for something on the internet, and you're going to write something about it, make sure those words are included in your blog. Another thing that helps Google identify your blog as one that someone should read is if you have other links to other things inside the blog. Alright, so you can add links to other articles, maybe part of your research, maybe you're talking about a subject and you've gathered data from 10 different websites. Well, you can put at the bottom of your blog further reading material if required. Or maybe in your blog you're referring to something that you've spoken about or typed about on a previous blog. Well, then you can put the link for that previous blog inside your new blog, if that makes sense. And that way there's more links inside the blog. Google will pick this up, and when someone's typing in Google for some information, yours is going to be in the mix. Alright, so blogging and vlogging, huge. Get into that one. Another thought occurred to me regarding number 7, the blogging and the vlogging. There's another option, which is creating a podcast. Podcast is great to reach a really wide audience, and then you can create a bit of a following who listen to your podcast. I've got a podcast myself for my therapy business. It's more based for the layperson really, and it's around life coaching and inspirational things that people can do. I'll put the link for it in the description, but that can be a great way, because even though you're just talking into a microphone when you're recording your podcast, the listener can get the measure of what you're all about. They can almost start to, that bridge I was talking about, you don't even know they exist, but they're starting to build the bridge over to you. So podcasting is a great one. You don't need lots of kit. You can spend thousands and thousands of pounds, or it can be very, very minimal. So podcasting, consider that one too. Number 8 is community groups. Fantastic way to get into the community, to let them know you exist, to build up that know, like and trust. Now there's a few ways of doing this. You can merely just contact the local community group, see if they hold monthly meetings for the community, and say, I'm the local therapist in the area. Would it be okay if I came down and gave a talk to your community about the benefits of seeking therapy? What things might be like before, and maybe afterwards. Maybe talk about some case histories. Normalise and personalise therapy. Now, it's also an idea to find out, do people just turn up out the blue, or is there a newsletter that's sent out to the community? Well, if there is, see if it's okay if you get on it. And you can go along and give a talk, and it could be 10 minutes, 15, 20, half an hour, just on the benefits of getting therapy. Now afterwards, have some business cards. No one's going to be revealing the deepest, darkest secrets, but they're getting to know you, that know, like and trust again. So have a few business cards with you, maybe a flyer, a brochure, something that signifies this is me and this is how to get hold of me. And stick around afterwards for a sticky bun and a coffee and make connections within the community. Let them know you exist. Now, something about this as well. If you're giving business cards, don't give one, give a few to the people who want them, or leave a stack at the back of the room. The idea is that the person who's at the community group may not need your help, but they might know someone who does, and they can say to their friend, I was at the community group meeting last night and I saw this therapist who came in to give a talk and they seemed nice. Maybe you could contact them. There's the referral again. See, the person who you met is speaking to their friend about you. You don't even know this with the person, and the person who you met is building the bridge for you two to get together and have a chat. So community groups, fantastic way of getting clients. Okay, number 9, and we're nearly on the home straight. Number 9 is seminars. Seminars are a fantastic way to build up the know, like and trust, to get people to know you exist. With the age you're in now, you don't even have to be there in person. You can be anywhere in the world as long as you've got an internet connection. You don't even have to host it. You can be a guest at someone else's seminar. And that can be quite useful because the person who's running the seminar is going to want people to come along to flesh out the seminar. So seminars are a fantastic way to build up the know, the like and the trust that runs throughout all this. And you can get yourself in front of people who would never have known you exist, you would never have met. And again, have the business cards, have the flyers, have the brochures, get them, give them out to the people who were there. Think if there was 50 people, let's even make it a small seminar. Imagine how many people those 50 people in the room know, and they might go out and spread the word for you. Fantastic way. So seminars is also a very, very good one. That's number 9. Okay, number 10. Number 10. Now, this one, there's others. And I'm just going to be vague around this because this is not the definitive list of how to get clients. It's just 10. Now, there's loads of other ways you could write a book. You could get an article in the local paper. That could be a great way. Maybe in a magazine. You could be interviewed by somebody. If you see someone who is got like a celebrity status and they want to interview you and for their show, for instance, that might be a really good one. Getting yourself on the radio. Maybe there's the television. There's so many ways. Working in schools. I mean, my head just explodes and I start thinking about different ways of how this could work and what others could represent. Now, there are 2 platforms that I use. One is called Bark and one is called BetterHelp, and they send me clients. So on the next 2 videos, one is going to be a review on Bark, the pros and the cons, and there's pros and cons with it for sure. And then the other one is going to be on BetterHelp, the pros and cons of BetterHelp. So what I'll do is somewhere around this screen, a little card will pop up that will take you to that video. So make sure you click on that to watch it. So please, if you've enjoyed this, give it the like, the share, the subscribe, all that stuff you hear everywhere. But it really does help YouTube share the love, and I'm all about sharing the love. All right. So this is James from Therapy Business School, and I'll see you on the next episode. Bye bye.